looks weird.
Welcome to the Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker. Join strength and conditioning expert Roberto Parker as he shares his over 35 years of experience in training athletes and helping people achieve their fitness goals. Now here's your moderator, Chris Whiting, with Coach Roberto.
Hey, everybody. Welcome once again to a very cold edition of the Health Detective Podcast. So glad you guys could join us. This is always such an eye-opening experience. As always, with me is a man who knows more about health than he'll forget more about health in his lifetime than the rest of us will know. Here he is, Roberto Parker. How are you, Roberto?
I'm doing just great, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be here.
All right. So, hey, we just went live on your Facebook page, on mine, on Paul. So we might have some new listeners tonight. So before we jump into tonight's topic, I just want to give people some context about this particular podcast. So this is where you get on, and typically we're talking about exercise or nutrition or sleep or any number of health-related topics, right? Stuff that you're a huge expert in. Tonight, we're taking a little bit of not a detour, but just a different aspect of health that we don't talk about a whole lot, right? And this is about health and beauty, if I'm correct.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this is going to be something a lot of people are interested in. I mean, when you already do the beauty thing as well as this guy, probably not going to learn a lot, but figured that might get a laugh out of you. So,
yeah, you got a big laugh, Chris.
Yeah, thank you. Got a big something at least. So what are we going to dive into tonight, Roberto?
Well, health and beauty products are, especially for women, are something it's kind of a personal thing, you know. I mean, I talk a lot about nutrition, which is food for the body and the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your makeup and your cleansers and your even stuff like toothpaste as beauty for the skin. And that's really what it is. Now, I read this a long time ago that, and I'm probably going to tick some people off, but I'm good at doing that anyway. If you can't eat it, put it in your mouth and eat it, you shouldn't put it on your skin or your hair. And there's a lot of chemical products and beauty aids that people are probably not aware of. Your body is one big communicative network. So what you put on your skin, and skin is the largest organ of the body, by the way, skin and muscle. So what you put on your skin gets into your system, lymphatically speaking, and even through the pores of your body into the bloodstream. So you have to be really, really conscientious about what you're putting on your skin and in your hair. So shampoos and that kind of thing too, because there are many beauty products out there that have chemical products in them that is counter health-wise to your body. And one of the biggest one is a chemical called paraffin. And I mentioned that to Jane the other day after a workout.
Sure did.
Paraffin is a chemical that can cause a lot of estrogenic activity in your body. In other words, xenoestrogens. Now, the same thing applies to putting your food stuff in plastic containers at your house. When you put it in plastic, especially if it's out in the sun or extreme heat, some of the chemicals from the plastic can get into your food. Well, the same thing applies to putting on skincare products, hair care products. It can get into your system that way by causing xenoestrogens, and that has a lot of negative consequences.
Oh, so when you say paraffin, is that something specific that you would see like in the ingredients, or are there a lot of things that are paraffins?
Yeah, usually it has it on the ingredients there. It's like anything else. Look, if you eat makeup products typically are going to have the ingredients. So once again, if you read the ingredients, just like with your food, if you cannot understand it, it's probably not something that you want to use.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
Because
makes sense.
if it takes a degree from Harvard or Stanford or something to understand what the ingredients are, that probably is not something you want to put in your body.
So let me get personal with you. When you shower, what do you use like for soap?
Oh, sometimes I'll make like some of the foaming soap. I'll use some of the Castile soap. I'll put just a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil in it, and I'll put some eucalyptus oil in it, just a little bit, and the rest I add water, and it makes it foamy. It has one of those foamer diffuser things. So that's typical what I use.
So you make your own. Wow.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can make bar soap too, but it's a little tricky because it takes lye, which is very, very acidic, and I don't want to get into all that. You got to use rubber gloves and all that. It involves a lot of chemicals that I don't want to get involved in. So I just put in some Castile soap, eucalyptus or peppermint, and just a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil or coconut oil, your choice. And that's what I do.
Yeah, it's your choice. God, that's great.
And notice the ingredients in there. Basically only 3 or 4 ingredients, all of which you can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now try try buying soap that you can buy at Dollar General. It's cheap, but it's also cheap in quality. You would not be able to understand some of the ingredients on there, and you're putting that stuff on your skin. So same with lotions. Lotions are probably the worst because a lot of people use those for dry skin and that kind of thing. Makeup products is another one. They put all kinds of crap in there. And like I said, it has an estrogenic effect on women. It can jack up their hormones, just like food can.
So I know like there are issues when people put things like all natural on products. Like I have read that there are loopholes around that. So would you lean more toward looking at the number of ingredients and just going for what has the least amount and things that you can actually pronounce?
I don't give a shit what they put in there about all being all natural. First of all, just because it says all natural doesn't mean it's natural.
Okay.
Read the ingredients, because these companies are trying to pull the wool over your head. They're trying to deceive you. So read the ingredients. The more ingredients it has that you cannot pronounce or understand, it means that there's probably a lot of toxic, noxious stuff in there that you don't want on your skin or in your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
No, that totally makes sense. Hey, is it true, or am I making this up in my head, that they at one point, and maybe still, made lipstick out of bat poop? Do you know? Is that a thing?
You know what? I've heard that before, and it probably is. I know that certain makeup items are also made with the glands of a skunk or something like that. So,
Ew.
skunk oil or something.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing about makeup. Like I said, it's very similar to food. They put a lot of fillers in it because fillers, they can make it real cheap, but they jack up the price when they sell it to the person on the market. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when they put all those fillers in it, are those fillers going to help you or hurt you? Well, they could be neutral, but oftentimes those fillers in and of itself can be pretty bad and pretty negative for the body. So you got to be careful of that. You want good, just like food, good, wholesome, organic ingredients to put on your skin, on your scalp, in your hair, brush your teeth. I've even made my own toothpaste before. It's easy to do.
What? How'd you make your own toothpaste?
Here's what you do. You take some baking soda or baking, is it baking soda? Yeah, baking soda.
Mm-hmm.
And you put just a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil, a little dash of salt, and you can get some stuff like mint oil to make it minty or peppermint, and you mix it up, stir it up, and you got toothpaste. And you can make it to the consistency that you want.
How do you put it in the tube?
What?
How do you put it in the tube?
You don't put it in the tube.
Oh.
No, you don't do that.
Thanks.
You just leave it. You just make it on your own and leave it in a little bowl container. I put it in a glass container usually.
Wow. Okay. What about like lotions? I know you said, that's another one that can be bad. Obviously we've talked about looking for less ingredients, but are there particular vitamins or ingredients that might be really good for people to look for in lotions?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab some lotion out of my kitchen and I'll let you know. You guys talk about something.
Okay. This is kind of exciting. We've never had this happen on the show before.
Yeah, this is a real education for everybody. They can see what's going on.
Yeah. And this is what happens with live podcasting, folks. You never know. So
you don't. You have you ever said the number yet?
No. What number?
All right, I'm back.
913-735-0060.
Oh, I thought you meant the number podcast this was. No. Yeah. Folks, if you do have a question or a comment, please call in at 913-735-0060. We're happy to take your call and you can talk directly to the pet detective.
The problem is rectified.
Okay, you guys there?
Yeah.
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Oh, okay. We're back.
Oh, we're back. All right. We are back.
All right. Okay, this is Burt's Bees Almond and Milk Hand Cream.
Sounds
okay.
Burt's Bees. Okay, now the ingredients are, let's see, sweet almond oil, water, aloe, flower extract, non-fat dry milk extract, stearic acid, sodium. So this isn't the best, but it's not the worst, okay? Now this other one I have is just 100% pure grapeseed oil.
You use that as a lotion?
Yep. Grapeseed oil. Just grapeseed oil. Now, someone who has really oily skin, which is not me, there's different types of care products out there that are a little bit less oily. That, for a person who already has oily skin may not want a real heavy oil, but there's lighter grades of oil you can purchase. Grapeseed is kind of a lighter oil. Some of the heavier oils are like coconut, and coconut oil is really heavy in the way it sits on your skin. But one of the best things for your hair and for your skin is coconut oil.
Pure, straight coconut oil.
Yeah. How many ingredients are in coconut oil? One.
I'm guessing one.
Coconut oil.
Oil of coconut.
That's right. And so the same thing in regards to even your foods.
It's just such a great guidepost for healthier living. Fewer ingredients that you can understand. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Can I step into this as Paul, the producer? I'll try the coconut oil. I don't know if if people will actually believe it's good for your hair based on you guys, looking at you guys. So I'll try it myself.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah. I have not used coconut oil on my hair, but who knows, man?
Yeah. Now,
maybe that will turn me into the next John Davidson.
Here's what can happen when you have too much of a bad thing going on with your skin and beauty products. You can become estrogen dominant, which can lead to heavy bleeding, clotting, cramping, and endometriosis, PCOS, and it can also lead to low sleep. Now, those are all estrogen dominant type of symptoms that can happen, not just from eating the wrong type of foods, but from putting the wrong type of stuff on your skin, on your nails, on your face, and in your hair. So, and especially your skin.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of questions. One, I don't want to take us too far down a rabbit hole, but you're talking about coconut oil. It got me thinking about essential oils, and a lot of people use essential oils for different things on their bodies. What's your general take on essential oils?
Love them. I mean, as long as they're 100% essential oil. I mean, stuff like eucalyptus, peppermint, clove oil. I mean, that stuff is awesome, man. Like I said, I put it in my soap myself. I put a little dab in there. Now, when you put essential oil on your skin, you shouldn't really use it just by itself. You need to have some other sort of carrier with it. So, for example, if I use this grapeseed oil, I'm going to put just a little dab of or maybe a couple dabs of eucalyptus or peppermint in it. But mainly use peppermint oil because the peppermint oil acts as a carrier for the eucalyptus.
Okay. So it's kind of like you don't want herpes by itself. You need a carrier like Paul to. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that type of an
Doesn't go away.
analogy.
It doesn't go away.
So yay on the essential oils. Obviously, you want to get something it's high quality. The other thing I was going to bring up, and this just popped in my head. So years ago, I read parts of a book. I think it was called the Paracone Diet.
Never heard of that one.
Okay, but he was, I believe, I could be totally butchering this, but I think he was a dermatologist, and it was all about a diet to keep your skin healthy and help with things like acne or rosacea or things like that. And I'm just thinking, if you do the right types of things on the inside, you're probably going to have less need for stuff on the outside of your skin.
Bingo, grasshopper.
Yes.
You're right. And what are some of the better foods you can consume? Good omega-3 fatty acids, plenty of water. Many times your skin gets messed up because of dehydration. And people who are typically overweight and or obese are typically dehydrated, not hydrated. They're dehydrated. And so really, I'm glad you brought that up, because the outside typically reflects what's going on in the inside.
Aha.
Okay. If we could take our bodies, and most people, and turn it inside out,
Ew.
I think we would be disgusted in most cases what we would see.
Oh, I bet we would.
And that would probably change a lot of people's perspective of the type of foods that they need to eat, because many foods that industrialized countries consume is not very well digested and assimilated and processed like it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And it does all kinds of nasty stuff inside our bodies. Like I said, if we can flip our bodies inside out, that's would be very, very gross. And what's happening is when you get stuff like acne and blemishes and all kinds of little stuff going on with your skin tags, that's a reflection typically, I've said it before, of probably poor diet and poor hydration.
Yeah, it seems like everything we talk about, whether it be, your physical health or this stuff on the outside, it all goes back to nutrition. It's like what you put in your body is the most important thing.
Absolutely. And really, what you put on your skin is very similar to nutrition. It's just nutrition for the skin.
Mm-hmm.
But, here's the thing. And I was watching a podcast the other day by Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, who does a lot of work with women. Women's hormones, and this is her quote, starts to decline after or close to age mid-30s due to low HCl in the stomach. And why? Because now when HCl lowers, that's the stuff that helps you to break foods down in your small intestine. When that becomes diminished, your digestion is affected negatively, which reflects on the outside negatively. It's just like a dog. Usually when you overfeed a dog and they start getting all kinds of colic and that kind of thing, they start to itch and scratch and they lose their hair and they start to stink. That's because they're eating the wrong type of food or too much food. Same thing with human beings.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so to recap, you make your own toothpaste.
Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes.
You make your own soap. I know, as has been pointed out by our producer, you don't have a ton of hair, but do you make your own shampoo too?
No, I just use soap I use on my skin, put it in my hair and just wash it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of do the same thing. I
don't use conditioner. I'll put coconut oil all over my skin. Hey, I got glowing skin, baby.
You do. You're radiant.
I know.
Yeah. If everybody followed what you do, we'd all be very happy. And Palmolive would be out of business, I guess, because we'd all be
So-
making
so-
our own crap.
So the bottom line here from tonight's message is just the takeaway. Take care of your body inside and outside. Now, typically, I'll be honest with you, the inside is crucial. If you don't take care of the inside, the outside will falter eventually.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay, now
Wow.
you could take all the natural organic stuff you want to and put it on your skin, but if your diet stinks, if you're eating too much crap, too much processed foods, not drinking enough water, it's not going to really help very much. You could use all the olive oil in your skin you want to. It's not going to help you very much.
Yeah. And it's interesting because we've talked about this with working out too. Like when people are younger, they think that they can compensate for a terrible diet by just working out more or working out harder. And you can maybe cheat the system a while and do that, but you hit an age where that's not possible anymore. And it sounds like it's the same thing with your skin and your appearance.
Absolutely. When you get past the age, with women, it's probably a little bit younger because women have a lot more hormonal stuff going on with them because of estrogen. Estrogen is a little bit more unstable than testosterone, so it tends to go up and down and up and down and up and down all over the place. So with women, they're a little bit more sensitive hormonally. But even with us guys, once you get past age 40 or so, even for a lot of men, you got to be more conscientious about what you're putting in your stomach, how active you are, what you're putting on your skin too.
Yeah.
That's important because, like I said, what you put on the outside gets into the inside, into the lymphatic system, into the bloodstream. It can go to different organs of the body.
Yeah.
And can cause hyperestrogen activity. And with men, you don't want that because that can lead to stuff like man boobs. It can lead to even worse, like stuff like cancer.
Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
that's great advice. And it's stuff, don't take this wrong. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple steps to follow.
Yeah, you're right.
Motivation is sometimes an issue for people, accountability. And a lot of people do better if they have somebody to answer to, somebody who is coaching them along, if you will. You want to give people like a rundown of what types of stuff you do for folks?
Man, I do training. I do nutritional advice. I do laboratory assessments, looking at your biomarkers. I do online consultation, online training. I do sports performance training with high school athletes. So I'm in the business to help people succeed with their bodies, physically, performance-wise, looks-wise. So my number is 816-405-7703. Email is rwpsports@yahoo.com.
And I'll tell you folks, as a testimonial, Roberto's done nutritional counseling for me in the past. I go to him weekly, a couple times a week for workout help, and he coaches me through working out. And it's life-changing. It truly is. So if you are interested in working with Roberto, and you don't have to be just in the Kansas City area where we are, he can work with you online. He can do Zoom stuff with you and WebEx and whatever, but reach out, give Roberto a call. He can make you, as well, I was going to say as healthy as he is. Probably can't do that. Not many of us are going to hit Roberto level, but he can teach you how to make your own toothpaste. So there's something to be said for that. So
yes.
You want to give him your number one more time before we sign off here?
I want to read off these websites real quick here, Chris.
Sure.
These are some sources that listeners can go to if they want to learn more about natural beauty products, organic beauty products, how to make your own, how to even make your own. You can make your own beauty products.
Cool.
Now there's a lady who has her own website. She's called the Wellness Mama.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know her exact URL, but just Google in or whatever, go to DuckDuckGo, Wellness Mama. It'll take you to her website. Another one is called Beauty Counter. Another one is called Detox Market. And the last one is called D D-ordinary, D-ordinary. Now, these are all different websites that talk a lot about, well, they sell some products that are more organic, that are more natural, that are beauty products. And some of them give you more of an some educational resources to learn more about how to make and how to, the pros and cons of different makeup products.
Mhm.
So, but the Wellness Mama, I like her the most because if you want to learn more about how to make the stuff your own, which some people do, she's one of the best out there, in my opinion, that I've seen. So, but anyway, back to my phone number, 816-405-7703. Email is rwpsports@yahoo.com.
So there you go, folks. You heard it here. Google the Wellness Mama. Give Roberto a call. He'll be your wellness daddy, and you will be well taken care of. All right. Hey, thanks, Roberto, so much. And thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. And we'll talk to you next time on the Health Detective Podcast.
Hey, God bless, guys. Stay warm.
Amen.
Thanks for listening to the Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker. You can contact Roberto at 816-405-7703 or by email at rwpsports@yahoo.com with any comment or question you may have. Join us next time for the Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker. The Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker has been a KCTK production, produced by Roberto Parker, Chris Whiting, and Paul Lavoda. All rights reserved. For more information and content, email us at kctkradio@gmail.com.